Hi everyone, so I wanted to come on today and just talk a little bit about sovereignty. It's a word that I keep hearing a lot at the moment, and it's something that I feel collectively we're going to be pulled more towards, and it's something personally that I'm feeling right now and have been feeling really, really strongly since the end of December 2025 and into January 2026. So firstly, I'm going to define it. So I did look this up, and I think this sums it up really well, because it's something that we hear a lot, don't we, about standing in our sovereign power or standing in our sovereignty. But sometimes people don't really explain what that means. So here it is. So it's transitioning from a state of being controlled by external forces to becoming the ultimate authority over your own life, mind, body, and spirit. Which sounds really good, and it sounds like the ideal that we should all be working towards, but in practice it's a little bit harder than that. But it's something I feel really strongly about at the moment, and I'm wondering if any of you out there are also feeling this internal change. So usually December and on the cusp of a new year, I would be doing things like watching videos on predictions for 2026, or watching things like the astrological charts for 2026. And by the way, that doesn't mean that they're not valid just because I'm going off them. They very much are, and I love this stuff. I find it really, really interesting, and I've followed it for many years. And I do my own things like pull tarot cards and all that kind of stuff as well. But I'm just feeling that I really don't want to do that anymore. I really don't want to consume as much of that anymore. And that I don't want that to dictate my own life, my own path. Because the thing is, they're great as sort of guidance and maybe where we are collectively. But I want to pave my own way, my own path. Usually I'd go and probably have a psychic reading as well, to get the energies of the year. But I haven't felt like I've even wanted to do that this year, or even pull many cards or go into meditation as much. So there's definitely this big internal change happening. I'm really, really feeling it, to the point that I actually thought maybe I'm going backwards. Maybe I'm going backwards a few steps on this journey, and I'm going through like this kind of lull, or feeling a bit low and, just not interested in stuff. Is it that? And but I thought, no, I've been on this path for enough years now to know that we never really go backwards, even if we feel like we are. And I just have this knowing that there's this big internal change going on within me at the moment. And it's very interesting what this year is going to look like, because I feel like it's going to be a big year for sovereignty. And as usual, I'll probably get some big tests along the way and learn lots about myself along the way. But I also just want to tell you about a message that I got through. This was about 2 years ago, I'd say now, something like that. And it's taken me those 2 years to really figure out what this meant. So I was walking down the hallway at work, and I got a very loud internal thought. So it was in my own voice, but it was very loud, and it kind of made me stop in my tracks. And it said, "Do you trust us?" Now, at this time, I'd been getting messages through meditation. I'd started to listen to what they were telling me. And I suppose the more I listened, the more I got through, and the more I was trusting what I got through. So it made sense to get that message through. So they asked me, "Do you trust us?" And I automatically and instantly said yes. But the next question was really difficult. They followed that up and they said, "Do you trust yourself?" To which there was silence and a big question mark over that, because I realised I didn't really trust myself. I didn't trust myself to make these big decisions. I'd fret about them. I'd go to external sources and I'd ask everybody. I'd probably research it to death. And I wasn't probably going with the nudges that I was getting, or that sort of internal whisper that you get through, and that intuition that you get through as well. And I don't think that's something that you just learn overnight. And as I say, it's taken me a few years to really understand the message there. And this is what brings me back to sovereignty and choosing sovereignty. Because I think it's very easy to fall back on those old ways and old cycles and sort of conditioning where you seek external validation, which is something, I'll be honest, I've been very good at doing all my life, and going to other people to ask, what should I do here? What should I do there? Getting everybody's opinions and then being even more confused. Go and maybe researching a million different things before I make the decision. But I think we always deep down really know the truth and what we should be doing for ourselves. But as wonderful as that passage sounds that I've just read out, because it does sound all rather wonderful, it can be difficult to stand in your sovereignty and your sovereign power, especially if what you want for your life is not considered mainstream. That's when you can come across people not agreeing with what you're saying. Some people get verbally attacked for some of the things that they do or the way they want to live their life, etc. So it's not necessarily easy, as a lot of things on these paths aren't, but it's really starting to make me look at my life and what I'm doing. What do I want to do 2026? How am I going to do it differently? How am I going to stand in my own power and be true to that and not seek external validation for everything or get everybody's opinion? And I'm just wondering if people out there are feeling the same. So please do let me know if this is something that's coming up in your life as well. And the other thing I'm feeling is I don't want to use the sort of spiritual props anymore. The tarot cards, the crystals, the pendulums, or whatever you use, divination. If you don't use that, that's fine. Whatever things out there that you kind of, which I think we all do, especially, well, I certainly did when I started on the spiritual path. I went and had loads of readings and things like that. And I suppose gave my power away a little bit in that I believed everything that they told me and thought that that's how my life was going to look. And then when it doesn't, you kind of get a bit disappointed in it. So I really feel this kind of U-turn and this big change at the moment in that. And I'm just not wanting to do all these things that I wanted to do previously, listen to all the things I wanted to usually listen to. So yeah, let me know, where are you at with this? What do you think sovereignty means, or what does it mean to you? Can you give me any examples of how you've used it in your life, or where you want to use it in your life? And are you feeling the same? Are you feeling this pull away from seeking that external validation, going to others, listening to what other people are telling you, and feeling that you want to rely on yourself a bit more and on the information that you're picking up internally through your intuition, through your body? And are you going to start leading with that this year? So let me know what you think. I just wanted to come on and share that. Obviously, that's very personal to me, but I just think this year, 2026, is going to be massive for this. I'm really feeling it, and I think a lot out there are going to be feeling it too. Anyway, let me know, and have a good day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.